Are you guys familiar with Bob Jones Christian Theological School? Okay. Big theologian, big school. So now she's going to talk about a little bit about Bob Jones. And so Bob Jones School, let's see if we can find it here. Bob Jones School, I think it's a university. Bob Jones Academy. Okay. What's that? Yeah, Greenville, South Carolina. Strives to produce academic and spiritual excellence in the lives of. So this guy, the Bob Jones of this guy, is who she's going to quote. And I know many people that went to Bob Jones Academy.
That's not part of the Seventh-day Adventist, is it?
No, okay. No. What's so cool about this plan? It doesn't matter who you are. It fits everybody because everybody does not want to die and wants to be a God. So it doesn't matter who you are. They all fall into the same understanding. That's where the unity will come in. That's where I think you've seen we've got in Bombay, is it Bombay? The religious center that consists of Islam, Judaism, and Christianity. Dubai, it's in Dubai. Yeah, the Dubai. So Dubai spiritual. Yeah, Islam. So Dubai's prestigious wellness and meditation center in Dubai. But anyway, all of the idea is that all these false religions, other than the true one, which isn't, there's very few churches. Matter of fact, the only way a church would be included in understanding of who are the elect is if the pastor was of the elect. And there's very few pastors that fall into that elect. So that's where so many of these churches are going to join right up. They've been taken over by those who are not the elect. And even though they may be well trained, well respected, understood men of God, they, if they're not elect, they will fall, or more than likely will fall for this deception because it is presented as scriptural truth. And if they could had ears to hear truth, they already would have. But because they have ears that do not hear truth, they are open to all deception. That's where only truth will set us free. Only, that's where Paul says, 2 Thessalonians 2:10. He says, all these perish because they did not love the truth. So there's very few pastors. I'm very hesitant to ever say that pastor is the elect. There are some I think maybe, but if they're not the elect, then they're leading the deception on the path to be all of their people to be deceived. That's why we have people coming out of churches. And we can all, I think Tia and myself for sure, why we've left the churches. God has called us, and He will call all His elect when He's done with us working in those churches, recognizing that we're working undercover with the enemy who's going to put us to death. He will call all His body, His elect, out of those churches. So, Bob Jones, this is Bob Jones. He's a big guy, and listen what he's going to say.
I'm just saying, all of this stuff is based on the first big lie, and that's the deification of man.
Like God.
All these other ones just spring out of it. Look at those. It's right through Bob Jones. Deification based on the big lie and the secret marriage. And remember, once again, Bob Jones, and Paul King, are the two of the Kansas City prophets who really helped establish IHOP. They based a lot of their teachings on these two weirdos' prophecies. Bob Jones received a special revelation through prophecy in which his Jesus stated, I have elected to bring them, the manifested sons of God, forth in this generation, the elect generation. They will possess the Spirit without measure. According to Jones, they will be the generation coming into the divine nature of Jesus Christ, a church that has reached the full maturity of the God man. This generation is going to see the beginning of this worldwide new order. So God men are to establish a new world order? Where have we heard this line before? It's a good one. That would be the Nazis. From Jones, Shepherd's Rod Prophecy 2012, we learn that instead of there being one Jesus down here on earth, at the manifestation of the sons of God, there will be thousands. Italics mine. In God's Mercy, September 2018, Jones speaks prophetically for God, saying that there will be a war in which I am going to hire mercenaries. I shall pay well, God continues, because they work for me. They are known as warriors who will be given the victory. They are to be the tip of the sword, which will touch many. Is this the touch of death? Jones tells us that the overcomers, this elite corporate body of Christ, will be the sons of God made manifest.
Okay, you understand what he said?
This sounds like, isn't that David Koresh, Waco, wasn't he?
His theology would fit right in. He would be one.
That's where all of a sudden, I think that's
When-
where I heard that.
When you're playing with Satan's camp, he's got a lot of soldiers, and some of them go off on the deep side. They are being manifested by demons. And you notice that Jones said, they're going to be warriors, mercenary warriors, and I will pay them to get rid of those who do not fall in line and speak, from his perspective, speak lies about God. When we will be speaking the truth about God, and we will be hated by all nations.
I saw a clip and I wanted to share it, but I never did with the group, where this guy was all suited up with a big old weapon, and he was trained for this.
Yeah.
And then I thought, no, that might be too much. So I can sure. Now I wish I could find it.
Well, and a lot of this, I know Tia and myself, we've been hearing these things. Well, I've been hearing them since the 80s. And you just get little glimpses. You get little shots. And Constance Cumby and the Rainbow Coalition. And you get all this stuff. But now, after, how long has it been? 40 years. It all fits together. It all meshes in. It's happening, and we can see it. How I always wonder, well, how are you going to get all these different groups to join up and to be together? Well, the reason is because everybody, except for the elect, everybody wants to live forever. They want to be their own God, and that's the lie that's going to be sold. And yeah, we're on the other side of that.